I don't know if anybody's on yet. I'm just gonna start by leaving a little comment so I can pin this to the top. Okay, we are in all caps. Hey, fam. Ask me anything. Maybe just ask me any questions you have about Seattle. Okay, yay! I think the volume's working. Maybe it's not. Okay, yeah, I think it is. About Seattle. Okay, gonna pin this. Got some people watching. How do I? Nope. Okay. Okay, what's up, guys? So I'm just going to be doing a live Q&A. So if you have any questions about Seattle or other things, let me know. I'm going to start by just going over some questions I have from Instagram so I can get those taken care of before I forget about them. And then I will look to see what we got over here. We got a couple of people chiming in. It's Paige. Oh, it's nice to meet you, Paige. We got Paige. We got Tita. Okay, so let me start with Instagram. I had a few questions come in yesterday and today. Oh, I think it was, let's see. Okay, so the first one we have is from Megan Barton. Hello, we have Sean. What's up, Sean? Okay, so Megan's question was, can everybody hear me? Can somebody just like comment to make sure that I can be heard? I don't want to like start this and nobody can hear me. Also, I'm sorry I'm so bright. Okay, yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so Megan's question is, would you recommend living in Washington for someone just moving out of the house, not specifically Seattle, just in general Washington State is where I want to move. The vibe just seems great and the people too. Cool. Okay, so I think that's a really good question. I feel like I've been in enough places to kind of gather some information about Washington. There's great places in Washington. I do think, however, and I know I've said this before, I feel like the minute you kind of step outside the outskirts of Seattle and other little towns around it, you get very Republican and very, I don't want to say like hick, but you get just a little bit more not as liberal of an area. Like Seattle is super liberal, it's super down to earth. You get people all walks of life, but when you step outside of Seattle and like the surrounding area, I feel like you get more conservative people. So if you're into that, if that's something you're okay with, I think it's fine, it's cool. But Washington in general is a very conservative state. I know I've said this before, if it wasn't for Seattle, we would be a red state. So just keep that in mind. If you know you are conservative and you're looking for another place like that, I think that's great. But if you want to be more liberal, really stepping outside, and I mean like maybe like an hour, 2 hours away from Seattle, you're going to start to get very conservative. So yes, that is that. I know somebody asked me a question that doesn't have to do with Seattle. I think his name was Ben. Yes, Ben Wide. I don't know if that's your correct name, but Ben asks, what are your top 3 musical artists? This is hard. I'm gonna right now. I mean, I feel like it changes every time, like depending on what I'm listening to, but definitely a top 3 right now. Childish Gambino, I feel like is always up there. Arctic Monkeys are up there right now. And Jessie Reyez at the moment, she is also up there. So those are my top 3 at the moment, but they're always changing. Although I feel like Childish Gambino usually stays up there. Okay, let me look over here, see what we got going on. We have some people. Hello. Okay, we can hear me. Great. Greetings from Ollie. Is that Olympia, I'm guessing? I'm planning to move next year, considering around the North Beacon Hill area. Your videos have been super helpful. Yay, thanks, Sean. Glad that they have been helpful. Samantha says, what's something you want to do in Seattle that you haven't done yet? Ooh, good question. Gus might also be chiming in. He's just in the other room. So if you hear him, maybe he'll chime in. Okay, so something I haven't done in Seattle, but I want to do. I do kind of want to tour the Amazon headquarters. I feel like it's kind of hard to get a spot in there, but touring the Amazon headquarters would be cool. Also, I still want to look through the Starbucks headquarters and see what that's all about. I haven't even really dabbled in that area, just the roastery and things like that. So yeah, it'd be super cool to check those things out. Okay, let's see what else we got. Thank you for the question, by the way, Samantha. Okay, Katie, I moved here 2 months ago. I am living in Capitol Hill. I love it, but the Seattle freeze is ridiculously real. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. It's so weird because there's so many people that don't think it's real, and then there's a large group of people that do. And I am curious to know like why you think it is real. Like, have you been ghosted, or why is the Seattle freeze a real thing to you? I always think like when you put the effort in to make a friend and then they kind of also go along with that plan but then stop or like back out of plans, then that's like how I determine like, oh yeah, like this Seattle freeze is real. I don't know if that's something similar that's happening to you, but okay, she says, I've been ghosted a few times and also people just bail all the time. Totally. I've been told that it's a cultural thing here. People are very comfortable, but also I feel like people have a really hard time just in general stepping outside of their comfort zones. So that's a huge thing. I'm so sorry you're experiencing that. I feel like the best way to just like avoid that, which I mean, there is no good way, but like keep yourself busy, do something do something or anything. Like don't sit and like wallow about it, because I feel like I did that for such a long time. I was just like sitting doing nothing, waiting for somebody to just like be my friend, or like I don't know, just like a situation to arise, and that never happened. So like keep yourself busy, go out and do something, and try new things. So like try going to like rock climbing, or try just going to a bar, or maybe not alone, but like do things that you probably normally wouldn't do, but you still want to do. I feel like that's the best way to just kind of not have that on your mind, because Capitol Hill is a great area and there's a lot of people there, and it's a challenge to be like, well, okay, how do I be friends with those people? And honestly, getting out and doing stuff will automatically like give you more freedom and more opportunities to make friends. So hopefully that helped a little bit. I know it's hard, I know it sucks, but the more you do, the more people you're going to meet. The more you go out, the more people you're going to meet. I just know it can be kind of hard to do that alone. So hang in there. It will get better. You just got to give it a little bit of time. Seattle is one of those cities where it's really hard. You don't warm up to right away. It takes a lot of time. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll up. Okay, Katie, I moved here. Okay, I just read Katie's. Okay, Sean, I'm coming from a southern state and I'm super worried about the Seattle freeze. Yeah, I think it's a real thing. I know a lot of people, like I said, don't believe it's a real thing, but everybody copes and everybody deals with things differently. So if it's really easy for you to make friends, that's awesome. It's just not that way for everybody. And I do feel like for some weird reason, it is harder here to make friends than other places. But I do think in general, any new city you live in, it's going to be hard. But I do feel like in general, the Seattle freeze is a little bit harder than most cities. Just my opinion. Okay, what is your favorite mascara to use? Ooh, I really have been loving Tarte has one out right now. I want to say it's I don't know what it's called. I like using Tarte mascaras. They usually have like the Amazonian clay in them. Those are really nice. But for drugstore, I always use like the L'Oreal Infallible. It's like $5 and it works so good. Waterproof or just regular. Amazing. Do you need to make a decent salary to live in Seattle and Capitol Hill area? Yes. Seattle is one of the fastest growing cities in the US right now. And because of Amazon and we have other huge companies here as well. We have Expedia, Starbucks, a bunch of companies. Because of that, like there's more jobs and there's more apartments being built, and all of that combined makes Seattle a very expensive city to live in. It's obviously not where New York is or LA, but it's definitely getting up there. I feel like people underestimate how expensive it can be to live here. So I feel like you do need to make a decent amount. I feel like what would you say, like, to live comfortably, how much do you have to make?
I mean, shoot for 50,000.
Shoot for 50,000. I think that's a great goal. If you can make 50K a year, I feel like you'll be fine. You'll be comfortable. Any less than that, it's gonna be tight. I mean, it's definitely, anything is doable. You can do it, but it's just going to be like a little bit more tight. So just my opinion. Rates and money is always changing here. So just take note, this is in October of 2018 and things always change. Okay. Let's see. Childish Gambino, yes. Hey, Deb. Welcome, welcome. Thinking about Tacoma area in the future. Yeah, I feel like I get a lot of questions about Tacoma and like if it's a good city to move to. I feel like Tacoma is a little Seattle. I feel like there's not a lot going on over there. However, it is such a cute area. I'm gonna try turning on this light really quick. I feel like it's just so white. Like I feel like I'm very washed out. Anyways, yeah, I feel like Tacoma is a nice area to live in, and it is obviously like cheaper, but it's not Seattle. I feel like if you want like the whole Seattle experience, you need to move to Seattle. Tacoma is nice. It's fun. It's safe, but it's not as booming and there's not as much going on. So yeah, Tacoma's great and nice, but it isn't Seattle. And if you're trying to commute from Tacoma to Seattle, it's going to be a nightmare. Depending on, you know, if you're coming, wherever you come from, it's different. Like people that come from LA think it's not a big deal, but people that come from the Midwest, Wisconsin, like it's a huge deal to commute from Tacoma to Seattle, because even though it says like, is Tacoma like 30 miles from here?
Something like that, yeah.
It's like, yeah, 30, 35 miles from here. It's going to take you so much longer because of traffic to get to Seattle, if that makes sense. So if you're going to commute, it's going to be a little bit of a ways. Sorry, losing my voice. I'll be making the move from North Carolina in January. That's awesome. That's so exciting. And we got South Carolina. Do you need to make, okay, so I read that one. I hear Frankie. Okay. Want to say hi? Oh, you're so cute. Okay. I love Seattle, great place. Yes, 20 years has been like long enough. Okay. I've been going out and just doing my thing on my own. I also think it's just my age. I'm 28. Oh man, I hope it's not your age. I feel like your age has nothing to do with it. I am curious though, if you feel like because you're 28, if you feel like you're too old to be here, or do you feel like you fit in? Gus and I are not very far from that age. But I can see it being kind of a weird age to be here, because you're kind of in the middle of transitioning, I feel like, from adulthood to like, I don't know, younger children, teenage years. Okay. Could you please describe the area if you've been there? So Alex, did you feel like I described Tacoma okay for you? Do you have any more questions on that? Let me know. Drugs or social life. Okay. Wouldn't work help the freeze. I mean, if you're an introvert, it might not benefit, but if you're open, yeah, if I mean, that is a good point. Wherever you work, you might be able to make friends there. However, I work alone basically, and the few people that I do work with are much older than me, and they're people I just wouldn't be buddy with. Like, they're my parents' age, so we're not going to be best friends. So it can be really hard, and I feel like not everybody has the luxury of being in a situation at work where they, you know, they're with people their own age or maybe a little bit older, like, or maybe they work by themselves. So I never want to say like, oh, make friends at work, because like for me, that's not how it works out, just because I do work alone mostly. But if you have the luxury of working with people similar in age or people a little bit older or younger, it's a great way to make friends. Absolutely. Okay. I'm moving there next week, coming from Baltimore. So exciting. How is it for African Americans there? I keep hearing different things about racism. Oh my goodness. Okay. How is it for African Americans? I feel like this is a great place for African Americans to be. Seattle is a melting pot of people. There's so many different types of people, which is why I love it. You don't just get, you know, one race or one type of human here. It's literally all walks of life that live in Seattle. And there's a ton of African American people here, along with, you know, Asian Americans, Caucasian, whatever. Like there's just a ton of people here. It's a melting pot. So I feel like it's a really great place to be. However, I don't obviously have firsthand experience in that, but I feel like it'd be a great place to be. Obviously, it depends where you're coming from, how you like it there, where you're coming from. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling about that, but yes, hopefully that helped a little bit. I feel like it's a good spot. That's what I'll say. 50K is not going to do it in Seattle. I disagree with that. I feel like I have made it on 50K. So 50K or less, let me just say that, and I'm doing fine. So I feel like 50K can work. Just my opinion though, like obviously the more money you have, the better. It makes it easier. But you know, you can, anything you want to do, you can do. You just have to budget well and you know, figure out what works for you. How often does it rain in Seattle? That's the main reason I'm coming in my lifestyle. Seattle rains a lot. It's not a heavy rain though, and there's no thunder here. Like there's very little thunder or lightning here, which I really miss sometimes because coming from the Midwest, especially in the summers, we have a lot of like rainstorms and thunder and lightning, but we do not have that here. The whole winter here is rainy season. The only time it really doesn't rain is in the summer. The summer, you know, 3 to 4 to 5 months of that, 3 to 4 months of that, super nice, super beautiful. But then once winter starts, it gets very cloudy and it rains off and on throughout the whole winter. So if that is something you like, then you will love it here. Oh, thank you. The makeup enthusiast girl, you have been posting so much and I'm so proud of you. Like I always see notifications from you and I think that's so amazing. Like you are posting so much and you're working so hard. So keep it up. It definitely does not go unnoticed. Okay, let's keep going. Does the light rail run from Tacoma to downtown? It does not. I know they're working on that. There was a little bit of an issue with that. I think earlier in the year we had was the light rail supposed to run from Tacoma to Seattle?
I think eventually, but it might be like a funny like.
What was the light rail that was in Tacoma, that accident that happened? Do you remember that?
I think that was a train. I think that was like an Amtrak.
Oh, it was just a train.
Not the light rail, but like a train.
Okay. Okay, so that wasn't a light rail, but right now there is not a light rail that goes from Tacoma to Seattle. If and when I know they're gonna build one, but it won't be for quite some time. Once that is built, it's a game changer. I think a lot of people will be moving to Tacoma for that. So I think that's huge. Okay, cool. Okay, yay, Alex. Glad I described that well. How is the hospitality industry in Seattle? How is the hospitality industry in Seattle? What do you think about that?
Like
I think like hotel and restaurant tourism type thing.
I've never really stayed in hotels, and you know how I feel about service in restaurants.
Yes. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about that a little bit. So as far as we don't really stay in a lot of hotels. There, however, is a lot of hotels here. I feel like Seattle in general is one of those cities that really thrives off Airbnb. We have a ton of really cool places here for that. Like there's certain people that literally travel in Airbnbs just to kind of see all the different kinds of homes they can go to. And I feel like a lot of those Airbnbs are in Seattle or in Washington. So I feel like we have a really good amount of those. As far as the service industry goes, we have a little bit to say on it. I have a little bit to say on it. It is definitely a slower industry. People are very lax here, as we know, but even when you go to like a restaurant, people aren't like moving as fast as they could. They're kind of taking their time a little bit more. So I don't know if that answers the question, but like just to put that information out there, people aren't super duper quick here. They like to take their time and they like to move at their own pace, which can irritate people if you are from the East Coast, especially, or even in the Midwest. Like we had some friends stay with us and they noticed right away that like people were just not moving that fast, and that like when you go to a restaurant, it takes just far longer than it probably should. So that is something to keep in mind if that kind of stuff bothers you. It's a very sleepy city. Even though there's still a lot going on, it's a very chill city for sure. Okay. So it's 5:51. I have about 10 more minutes. So I'm just gonna say that. I just wanted to go for like a half hour today. Because I feel like the hour ones go a little too long and then people don't really like to revisit those. So we're gonna stick with a half hour. What do you do for a living? I do graphic design work for a real estate agent. And yeah, I love doing that. It's super chill, super easy. I have an incredible boss, and it keeps me fresh on my skills for Adobe Suites. And then on top of that, I get to do YouTube and small collaborations with companies. So it's basically what I do to make the money. Oh, you have to be a certain level of shallow to live in a place like Seattle, Portland, and LA. Maybe that's true, but definitely not for Portland. Like Portland people are just chill. Have you been to Starbucks Reserve on Pike at Pike Peak? Yeah or nah? By the way, I love you and Gus. Oh, thank you, darling. Yes, I have been to the Reserve. I think I actually went to the Reserve for the first time with Monica, and that was super cool. Super cool. I want to go back so I can make a video there because I feel like it's one place that people don't know about necessarily when they first come to Seattle, and it's like such a cool place to check out. Yes, there's no sense of urgency in Seattle. That basically sums up everything I just rambled about. Thank you so much.
Preach.
Preach.
Oh.
There's no sense of urgency in Seattle.
Preach.
Okay. Thank you so much. I love the rain so much. My lifestyle. I represent the transgender community and the Black Death metal scene. Wow, that's a lot of things to speak on. That's awesome. There's a huge transgender community here they do so much for the city, and they're such a great group of people. So this is an amazing place to be for transgender, any type of LGBTQ. If you identify as that, I think this is a fantastic place to be for that. A lot of people are very supportive. There's a lot of rallies and protests that go on literally every week for different things like Black Lives Matter or things going on in politics, transgender, all that stuff. There's a lot of great organizations to get involved with. So yeah, great place to be for that. That's awesome. Pike Place. I knew what you meant. You can make it, but it's a struggle. Medium income in Seattle is 121K as per Seattle times. So 50K is tough. Ooh, somebody just said the median is 121K in Seattle. That's a lot.
I like the average stuff. Mean is average.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
That's still like
that seems really high.
It seems pretty high.
It seems high. I know a lot of people make that, but there's so many people that don't make that. So
I think it's like a little misleading.
Yeah.
Like we did it on way less than that.
We
literally less than that combined.
Mm-hmm.
By like a long shot.
Gus and I did that and are kind of similarly doing that now.
We still are. Yep.
Way less than that, and we somehow make it work. So don't let numbers discourage you. If it's something you want, you can do it. Like, I feel like there's so many people, especially on my earlier videos, that are like, why are you teaching kids to move out there on 2K or like less than that? And like, I'm not telling you should do that. I'm just saying, like, it is so possible. Anywhere you want to go, you can do it, So don't let numbers get in the way. You know how you want to live your lifestyle. And if, Seattle is a dream place you want to live, you can do it. Okay. Why are you thinking of moving? I'm not thinking of moving. I'm just playing with the idea of moving. Again, I'm feeling like a pull to go certain places. And the minute I feel that, I act on it, and I want to know if I should be somewhere else. So it's a very intuitive thing. And yeah. Just kind of looking around, there will definitely be more videos about that. But right now I have like almost another year here. So we're just gonna keep it at that. When are you coming to Colorado? next year, I'm coming to Colorado. I'm saying it here because that is one place that I for sure want to check out. Colorado has been on the list for a very, very long time. When are you and Gus planning on doing a meet and greet? I love you guys, and you and another YouTuber kind of inspired me to move out here. That's so great. Oh my gosh, that's so nice of you. I don't know how to do a meet and greet. I don't know.
I don't know anything to say.
You meet and you greet people. You hug them and you say thank you and you say, hi, how are you? Gus doesn't know what a meet and greet is. I would love to do a meet and greet. I kind of have this thing where I'm like, the minute I hit 10K, I will consider doing a meet and greet. Obviously, with anybody that does a meet and greet, I have a fear that nobody will show up. So I feel like, you know, once I hit 10K, I will consider doing a meet and greet. And I think that'd be so much fun. So that is what I have to say about meet and greets. Thinking of moving to Seattle in a year and have been binge watching your videos. Thanks so much for your Q&As. Oh, thank you so much, Lydia. It's so nice of you. I'm going to be trying to do 2 of these a month. I have my November video schedule planned, so I am for sure going to be doing 2 live Q&As. I feel like this is the best way to interact with you guys versus just me sitting down and answering some of your questions. Like when it's live and I can like look at the questions, it's better for me. It's better for you. So I will try to do 2. I'm going to do 2 next month. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. That's basically how people know that I do these. If you aren't, you should, just so you can keep up with that. And if you have any pressing questions, I can answer them. It's just the easiest way for me to track those questions and answer them here. So Instagram is just Rachel Waldorf. Okay, we have about 4 minutes. We got some people saying they would come to meet and greet. That's awesome. I will hold you to that when I will do a meet and greet soon, eventually, one day. Thanks for doing this live chat. It's been fun. Oh, you guys are so appreciative and so humble. Thank you. Do we picnic in a park and see if one of your fave bars would be? That's such a great idea. See if like a bar, or if I could just maybe do it in a park. That'd be super awesome. That's a great idea. Is summer hot in Seattle? Yes. Seattle summers in Seattle are perfect. I feel like they get to 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and like a couple days out of the summer, it will be like 90s and a little bit higher than that, but only a few days. The rest of the summer is beautiful. However, beaches, like whatever beaches there are in Seattle, water, it doesn't get very warm. So this isn't a place where you like want to go swimming necessarily. Obviously people do, people go kayaking and whatever, but like it's not like a California or you know, a Florida. Like it doesn't get that. The water doesn't get very warm here. Finally moved to Seattle on the 13th of October. And now living in Federal Way. So far, so good, trying to adjust. Oh, that's so awesome. Congratulations, that's huge. I always feel like when you guys move out here, like you have to just give yourself a pat on the back because it's such a big move. And even if it doesn't work out, like you made the move and now you know that it didn't work out. So like, that's so great. That's so amazing. Like, congratulations to you. That's awesome. What are the 3 best hangouts clubs in Seattle, in your opinion? 3 best. I don't really go out that much. I like Numos when they have like their dance days, or like they have like party nights on weekends. I feel like Numos can be really fun. I love the Crocodile. I think it's such a hidden gem, but like it's such an intimate space, especially for concerts. That's definitely my favorite. One of my favorites. And maybe Capital Cider. I feel like I find myself there quite a bit. It's pretty good. So probably those 3. You should try New York. New York is definitely on my list as well. I don't think I could ever live there because it is so expensive, and like part of me just cannot fathom living in a shithole for nothing. Was that too aggressive? That might have been too aggressive. I can't imagine spending so much money for like not a great place. Like it's very, very important to me to have a nice home. And I feel like I honestly just could not afford New York. So I would love to visit, but I don't know if I could see myself living there. Okay. Did I miss any questions? Cool. Okay, well, before, let's see, what are some events that I should consider in Seattle? There's a bunch of events coming up. Um, for December, there is, what is that event I'm going to? Oh, Enchant Seattle, which is like basically a snow globe of Christmas in the Safeco field. They'll be awesome. That's a cool Christmas one. And obviously, there's a bunch of like apple orchards and pumpkin patches right now that are super fun. Hoping to check a couple out. But for like in December, I feel like Enchant Seattle will be super fun and super pretty. Hello from Ireland. Oh my God, so cool. That'd be awesome to go to Ireland. Okay, you guys. So we are at the 30-minute mark. Thank you so much for jumping on here. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That is how I know that you guys enjoy these and that you want more of these. So make sure to give them a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already, if you want more Seattle content. I have a bunch of stuff coming in November I'm so excited about. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more like one-on-one, if you yourself have more questions about Seattle, feel free to go to my Instagram. It's just rachel.waldorf, or just you can type in Rachel Waldorf. I have a little moon face. Make sure to follow me there, and I can like message you guys back. I know that is an easier way sometimes for people to communicate. I do not use Facebook Messenger. So if you have me on Facebook, I don't use Facebook Messenger. I will not respond to you just because I get way too many weird messages on there. I don't even look in Messenger. So please do not message me there. Message me on Instagram. It's just a much easier way for me to keep track of things. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween weekend, or whatever you're doing this weekend. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have an amazing day and evening wherever you guys are, and I will see you guys very soon. Okay, bye guys.